All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big Football Guys. Evan, what number is this?
This will be 15.
15? Okay, So what? We're at week 13, started a little bit late this year, did a couple in the spring. 15, all right, we're getting up there. We're getting close. Nah, not really. We're close to nothing at 15.
We're close to 16.
I don't want to be close because close entails that football's over for the year, and then it's just that void of nothingness from February to basically the draft, and my life sucks after that. But
yeah.
So if we do one a week, we got January, December, part of February. So like football season's done by like week or like episode 25.
it sounds about right.
Yeah.
Because that's 9 weeks from now, technically 10 weeks from now. Super Bowl.
Math's
weeks?
tricky, man.
Don't. I went to school for journalism. Yeah, I'm a communications major.
Fair enough.
Now, in this episode this week, we're going to talk a little bit of news. Honestly, it's kind of mellowing out. Not a lot of new stuff going on. We're going to cover some of our new series that we've been looking at, and we're trying to, get a little more audience engagement with. So we're going to do another Q&A. If you guys don't know how the Q&A works, is with each episode, if you have any questions you want us to answer, leave them in the comments down below, and then we'll pick one per episode and we'll answer it.
Yes, sir.
Open about everything we do here and how it works. So if anything you got, just leave it down below, so we'll get to a Q&A. After that, we're going to look at our drip or skip. So drip or skip is a series where we're going to review some of your guys' own drip looks that you submit to us. And we are not going to hold back on how we actually feel about what you wear. Now, we actually have one submission for this week. By the way, if you want to submit it to BigFootballGuys@gmail.com. So it's the name of the show, Big Football Guys, with an S on the end, podcast@gmail.com. We have one submission, and it's actually a really cool submission. So we're going to go through that. We got Cleat Heat, and then we're going to do another best looks because as it's getting later in the year, there's some pretty sick looks that have been coming out. And I think two of us both hit on Monday Night Football just in our one segment. So there's some really cool stuff. So let's jump into it. Evan, who put in, or I guess between Evan and Devin, who was the first one to notice that Chris Olave is now in a speed flex?
So Evan actually, he texted the group chat. Whoa. Yeah, Evan noticed first. He sent it in the group chat. I put it in the sheet here. But yeah, Chris Olave, he's worn the F7 for his first couple seasons in the league, but this past week, he was in the Riddell Speedflex for the first time. So again, we're seeing another like mid-season helmet change. We saw Stephon Diggs switch into the F7 last week, which was kind of weird. And now we're seeing Olave make the opposite switch and into the Speedflex. And I think he had much more luck with it. I think he looks a lot better in the Speedflex than Diggs looked in the F7. You guys agree?
I do agree. I was going to say it looks good on him.
Yeah, it looks natural. It might be the face mask, but it looks really good on Olave, and Diggs just was not pulling off the F7. But I'm not sure if this is correct information, but I'm pretty sure we've seen Chris Olave throughout his first couple of years in the league get a lot of head injuries or just hit in the head a lot. And I wonder if that kind of played a role into making this switch into the F7. What do you guys think?
I've never put on an F7 or even held one in person, so I don't really know. Is the padding really similar to kind of the standard Vengeance helmets, or is it really different, like the Shut Vengeance helmets?
I'd say it's pretty similar.
Ooh.
You don't think it's similar? I mean, you have it right there if you want to grab it.
Yeah, so I guess there's two things to this.
I'm saying this because I've held the Shut Vengeance, and we just got, for our high school football team that I coach, those are new helmets we got this year, and speed flexes were our standards. So I put one on just out of curiosity. It straight up felt like a bike helmet. It was like not comfortable.
Really?
The padding was weird. It was just like super, super bare bones. And I was like, there's no way this protects people.
I had a Vengeance in high school, and I loved it. It was super comfortable for me. I really liked it.
Yeah, it felt weird, man.
Weird.
So here's a F7 VTD.
Okay.
Yep. It'd be hard to get this thing in frame.
Nice.
So we can see us.
On it yesterday. Look at that. Hey, there you are. Nice.
Hey, you gave me one of them visors, man.
So this has the old school conical padding, the blue stuff like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But chances are Chris Olave is in the NFL.
He's a big dog.
Well, he is. Chances are
he is in the NFL.
But chances are he's probably in a F7 2.0, which as of this year has switched out the padding to match what's in the Vices.
Oh, yo. I've never even seen that.
Yeah, so the 2.0 has the reflex structure that you get in a Vices 02, and then it has a very similar concept to the Delta Pods, which you build up on the inside. So yeah, chances are, like, I don't really know which of the two he's in just from looking at that one photo. We can figure it out pretty quick based on things like the vent holes on the back, like they have different vent hole locations and stuff. But yeah, this is the new structure that they came up with this year, and it's the same concept, or it's the same technology that's in Vices because they're the same parent company. So it depends on that. I did notice though, I was actually watching that game, and I'm pretty sure it was him. They said he was fresh out of the concussion protocol.
Oh,
he was. Yeah, he's on my fantasy team, so I've been watching him pretty closely. And he did get, I'm pretty sure he got nailed in the head last week. So that's why I kind of thought, that it might have prompted the switch. That's usually the main reason we see guys switch helmets. They get rocked and they're like, well, let me try something that I won't get as hurt in. So
does that come from them, or does that come from the equipment staff, you think?
Maybe they're just scared. I don't know. They've worn the same helmet for so many years, and they're just like, you know what? Like, I'm still getting concussions. I might as well try something.
Yeah.
I don't
know. I also wonder. Yeah, absolutely. We talked about the different Schutt F7s. You just showed a couple, but he could have also been in the Schutt F7 UR1, which is like the precision fit model of the Schutt F7. But I mean, if he's still getting head injuries in that, then maybe he's going to try the Speed Flex and see how it feels. I'm pretty sure the Speed Flex is a little heavier, but it might absorb more energy. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just here. But yeah, he's in the Speed Flex now, so we'll see if he sticks with it. We'll see if he likes it. Yeah, not much else to say on that.
I don't think this will be as controversial as the switch that Diggs made, at least in terms of internet controversy.
Yeah, I wish we could follow up on that, but the Bills just had a bye week, so we have to wait another week to see if Stephon Diggs is switching back to the Speed Flex or if he's like just an F7 guy now.
Yeah,
kind of scary. What?
Yeah.
I'm putting these back, by the way. You keep talking.
All right.
Well, moving on. We'll jump into the next thing. We were looking at our Q&As for this week, as we mentioned before. So, guys, please comment your questions so we can get on here and answer them. We love to talk about this stuff. We decided to move this up a little bit because fan engagement. You guys want to hear us talk about your questions. So, the question we were asked: what piece of old NFL gear that's not used anymore do you guys miss? And this could range from all sorts of things like helmets, gloves, cleats, anything equipment related. So, Devin, I'm gonna let you go with yours first.
So mine is one that was pretty prevalent in the 2010s or so, and that's going to be gray football gloves. There was a time there's a time where only gray gloves were allowed in college football and maybe in the NFL. I don't know. Brands used to just make gray football gloves, and that was kind of the standard. Nowadays we see guys wearing, crazy all sorts of colors football gloves, but I kind of miss the simplicity of just gray football gloves. The main one that comes to mind is those old Nike Remix gloves. They have they're two-tone gray, and the fingers are different. I don't know. They're cool. I got them for Christmas as a 6 or 7 year old, and I thought they were sick. So I think that's another reason they have a huge spot in my heart. But just gray football gloves. I thought it was dope. It was a really cool era. And every time I think of gray football gloves, I think of Reggie Bush at USC, and it was just a time. It was pretty cool to grow up in that time. And I think they look pretty cool. So I don't know if you guys agree. What do you guys think? Gray gloves? No?
I think gray gloves work with certain teams. As a Seahawks fan, I see a lot of Seahawks players pulling out gray gloves every single week, and it looks really, really cool with them. Yeah. But at the same time, gray gloves on certain teams, depending on, I don't know, I just feel like it looks funny with certain teams. It doesn't look bad, but it stands out in a way that just all black or all white gloves don't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I like it, though.
Colts, I feel like Colts don't look good in anything except blue or white, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sometimes a little bit of black, but gray is weird. And like maybe if they did the throwback uniforms where they had the gray face mask, maybe you can mix some stuff in. But with like the standard stuff that I don't know, Colts are just tough where it just feels like black or blue or white are the only two acceptable colors. Black feels a little out there, and then gray feels extra weird.
So weirdly enough, another guy that comes to mind, you might have to look this up, to wear gray football gloves was Peyton Manning. Did he wear gray gloves with the Colts?
Let me see.
Because that just came to my mind. I feel like when him and Big Ben, like sometimes when it was cold out, they'd wear two gloves, and I swear they were gray. They might have been black, they might have been white, but like I can in my head see Peyton Manning wearing two gray football gloves.
I feel like I just remember the inside of his gloves always being gray, like the palms.
Well, the leather, that might be part of it actually.
Because when he was with Denver, he did wear, and you can see that one picture right there. It was always those dark blue gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the visor,
Peyton, elite swag.
All time.
With the Riddell Revolution too, crazy trip.
I just picture him dropping him back every time, just being like, "I can't see shit out of this thing, man." Throwing a little in the bucket every time.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Jeez.
Did he not wear the gray gloves? I'm about to do some research here.
No, I don't really see. I'm struggling a little bit. I don't see much of it. He probably did at some point, but
I looked it up and I'm just seeing pictures of him with the Broncos in solid orange and solid blue. Shout out to Peyton. That's some swag, bro. To go with the solids, that's pretty clean. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Oh well, regardless, gray gloves, they're cool. I wish more companies would like make these new gloves in gray. The only company that I've seen make gray gloves these days is Cutters, and I thought they're really cool. But that's all I have for my old piece of gear that I miss. What do you have, Evan? What do we got?
Mine is, it's not necessarily gone. Some people do it, but there was a point in time where it was more prevalent, and that is baggy undershirt sleeves, like the long baggy sleeves. You don't see it that often anymore. And before it felt like kind of in the range of, I don't know, from about 2015 to like 2020, I want to say. That's a long period of time, but it was like wide receivers were doing it, linebackers were doing it, cornerbacks were doing it, defensive ends were doing it, and I kind of miss seeing that. You don't see it as often anymore. It's like it's a stupid look, I think, but I like it.
What players kind of come to mind for you for those?
For me, well, one who's not drip at all, but the first one that does come to mind is Byron Maxwell when he played for the Seahawks, because he had the baggy jersey sleeves, but then he had the baggy like long sleeves. Mm-hmm. Other than that, like DeAndre Hopkins did it for a little bit. Kyler Murray, he did it a lot. He still kind of does it. He's tightened it up a little bit. His undershirt's a little tight now.
Those are the two guys that came to mind to me right away. Is D Hop and K1.
Yep,
those are the guys I thought of.
Is actually a little more OG, and it's when they actually came out with the. Do you remember? Nike came out with a tight-fitting shirt that had a baggy bottom to it, so it could stick out the bottom of jerseys. Do you remember that era?
I did not. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Really, no.
What?
No, I had no idea.
The guy that started that was Demaryius Thomas.
Really? That might be before.
Demaryius Thomas always did that, but that's before the baggy sleeve look, right? Back when Demaryius was doing it, early 2010s or whatever, that's when Nike actually came out with a shirt that was a tight body, right? And the problem with a full tight shirt was it would ride up your stomach all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So they came out with the tight body that had a loose, that would stick out the bottom of the jersey. Right? But that's different, because the baggy look, I think of like Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. Those are always my go-to.
Those guys.
Oh yeah, Zeke's another one. There you
always
go.
repped it.
Zeke, yeah.
But that's different. That was like that's like legitimately,
It's just like Zeke a loose-fitting long sleeve shirt,
he's
like a team equipment shirt. Yeah.
Right. But what Demaryius was doing was an actual. If he was he was wearing a large Nike dry fit or whatever it would have been compression that they built the actual baggy bottom to, so it could stick out the jersey and not ride up.
I've got like you can get these from Nike, which is just their team issued, like the same year shirts that they come out with.
Yep.
And I'm willing to bet these are what they wear when they're wearing these kind of really baggy ones, because there are like the dry fit compression ones that they wear that are just really big, so they are baggy. But a lot of the times when they do wear them, you can see on the shoulder, you can see the Nike swoosh, and then on the other side, you can see like the NFL apparel swoosh on the other side sometimes.
Yeah, Tony and I have done some extensive research into these shirts, so yeah, there's a couple different names for them, but it's just the Nike, long sleeves, the dry fits. They're called like Legend. Sometimes you get the NFL ones that you have, and that is, I'm pretty sure, the one a lot of guys are wearing. And Tony's got one of ours here.
Pro Combat ones or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So these are them. And what happened, Evan, was we started to look at how we could sell new products.
Okay.
And one thing we looked at was Nike dry fits, because they're super popular for the baggy look, but like people couldn't get them like blank the way the NFL ones are, right?
Yeah.
So we found a supplier and started to manufacture our own oversized Nike dry fits that had the Nike logo. And then instead of the NFL logo, because we couldn't do that, we put our own logo on the other shoulder. So it's supposed to look identical to the NFL issued, but just with our little spin on it. And it was going amazing. And then our supplier absolutely fucked me over. And now it's completely discontinued and we don't have another way to do it.
How many of those did you get made up?
60, 70.
Dang.
We were selling dry fits. We were selling shiesties, some arm sleeves, a whole bunch of stuff. I lost. It was going great. And I still lost thousands of dollars. And I still have people DM me all the time like, "Hey, when are you guys going to do it again? What's going on? Where can I get those?" I'm like, "Sorry, man." Cuz it's hard to get a connect with Nike to get those blanks.
Yeah.
And we had one through a third-party company, and then the third-party company absolutely railroaded me.
Jeez.
Yep.
I won't say the company's name because I already left them a really good Google review.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
What's yours? Every time we go back into the past with Tony, it seems like it's never anything good.
Yeah, he's got plenty of stories, man.
It's always the bad stories.
How do you learn and get to where we are now if it didn't all suck for 8 years?
That's a great point.
Yeah. It's a good insight, man. It's not all rainbows and butterflies over here.
Nope. No. All right, Tony, what's yours? Let's a happy flashback, something you want back from the past.
Yes.
Big grills. That's easy, right? That's my go-to. Like anything about this kind of stuff, big grills.
Yep. Tony and his big grills, man.
There was, I love getting up when we're doing this podcast and walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're the only one who can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have good enough internet in my studio, man. Oh, he's putting it on too? Here we go.
What a golden era.
Yeah. Justin Tuck. That's my guy.
Remember
no one's getting their fingers in there.
No, sir.
No, this is my high school face mask that I got recoded recently to make it.
That was legal in high school?
Yeah, this was legal. This was legal for like a year and a half.
Canada's a wild land, man.
I mean, Tony went to high school ages ago, just for the
record. Don't talk shit. But
what year did you graduate? High school?
2015.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's not that bad. I graduated in 2018. Yeah.
2015, that would have been my 8th grade year going into my freshman year of high school.
No.
Yeah.
So these got popular. And you can still buy these, by the way, on like Green Gridiron. They're just like stupid expensive. This is also back when they were experimenting with the lightweight material for Riddell before they discontinued that because they were bending like crazy all the time.
Yeah.
But they started doing a lightweight as in a hollow steel material because these things were so heavy, right? But yeah, they were legal in the NFL. Riddell made face masks for them. They were legal for a minute. You could wear them in Canada, and then the NFL stopped allowing them. Then the NCAA stopped allowing them, and then Canada Football stopped allowing them, and then they were all gone.
Yep.
Like a year and a half span. Year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
When you think big grills, when you think big grills, who's the first guy that comes to mind for you?
Tuck.
Yeah, gotta be that man.
Because he got
those Giants teams
with some of the stuff he was doing.
Yeah. Then the other one for me is Darnell Dockett over on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He had some where there was just like no eye gap whatsoever. It was just all bars.
Yeah,
pretty sick.
Those were wild. Justin Tuck had the one where it had bars going this way across the eye slits. It looked like he was in a prison cell.
Yep. That's my guy, man. Go Giants.
How are you guys going to name big grill football players and not say Ray Lewis?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Made sense to me though, so I was like, man, why are you a linebacker wearing this face mask?
I mean, he was all about the intimidation factor.
Exactly.
Like that was half his game. That was half his game for sure.
But I remember when he started wearing it, I was like, it's kind of weird, but I kind of get it. Because like he wore a lineman face mask even when he was at linebacker before that anyways. He wore traditional style, hung a little lower, right? U-bar, all that kind of stuff. So I got when he switched. But as far as...
Well, that was back in the day when the linebackers were basically defensive end nose guards playing linebacker instead of these hybrid safety cornerback linebackers that we've got today who can run 4.3s.
220 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Lewis was a different breed, man. He was killing dudes out there for real.
Yeah. But you think back at you think of the time where it's like, man, the Giants had Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora, Jason Pierre-Paul right on their end, and JPP was like a young rookie.
Yep.
Out of nowhere before he blew his fingers off. Like
Strahan was still there.
Strahan.
That was
Strahan.
That was the group, man.
Strahan's on the front cap, Tuck and Umenyiora, and then JPP's on the back of that cap of that timeline.
And then we had Matthias Kiwanuka when he was doing it. It was loaded. We need to get back to those days.
Yep.
Those Giants teams are in Tom Brady's nightmares for the rest of his life. No doubt.
That's so true. Every single one of those guys you just named, if they were to be on this list of the next segment we're doing, Drip or Skip, we would never say skip because first of all, I'd be terrified for my life. And second of all,
they'll kill us.
They had their own thing going and it was amazing. So as I mentioned, we're going with this Drip or Skip. It's the first one ever. And I want Tony to talk about our first guy here because him and I had a little bit of a moment whenever we read this name in the email. Tony, this guy right here.
Shout out to Devin for not knowing who this is.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, Devin.
So Evan texted us and he's like, yo, we got one Drip or Skip. And he's like, it's Real Mitchell. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean it's Real Mitchell? And we looked and we're like, holy shit, it's Real Mitchell. And
it's Real Mitchell.
Yeah, so if you guys don't... No way. No preview available? What?
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Okay, we're good.
So if you guys don't know who Real Mitchell is, he was featured on QB1. He was at John Bosco.
Yep.
He was there. QB1 featured him in his grade 11 year when they traveled across country to play teams in Florida. And then his understudy at that time was DJ, how do you say it? Ugalungalele?
Don't ask
me. DJ Uwai Ungalele.
My bad.
Crazy name.
Yeah. So, and then, obviously, Real Mitchell was on that. Super humble guy on that. I think that was the same season with Tate Martell.
No, it was the second season. Justin Fields was on that season.
That's why I don't know him. I only watched Justin Fields.
It was Justin Fields, Real Mitchell, and Sam Hartman. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I never watched that season. I just watched the one with Tate Martell, and I was like, yeah, that's enough of that because he was quite a character.
Yeah, he was a nuisance, but it's fine.
I'll go back and watch this season. I'll watch it for you guys. I'll get familiar with this guy's game.
It's hard to find now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was on. They had all the seasons on Netflix, and they took them off.
That's unfortunate.
No, if you type in QB1 season 4, it's there's some other streaming service that they sold the rights to that they're going to do another season soon.
Cool. Good. Cool. I like that show.
Sounds like a pretty fire show, but I just watched one season.
I was watching it whenever it was on the original streaming platform that it was on. I couldn't even tell you what it was, but it was a weird website that I'd never heard of. But I heard that they were coming out with this show, and I clicked on it, and I started watching the first season. Then I watched the second season. Came out my junior year of high school, I think it was, and that was the one with Real Mitchell on it. So I mean, him sending his Drip or Skip to us and being the first submission that we've gotten is hilarious. It's a really cool moment, to say the least.
Guys, please send us Drip or Skips, please. BigFootballGuys podcast @gmail.com. Please send them in. We need more. Please.
So here's Real Mitchell. Now Devin actually saw his look and was like, "Yo, this." Not knowing who he was, this guy had absolute drip.
Yeah, he did.
Some of the throwbacks, he kind of goes on his own. So we got 3 photos that Real submitted. We're gonna go through all 3. This is the first one. Devin, as our gear historian, what is this man wearing on his hands?
All right, so I might not know the guy, but I know the gear. All right, so those gloves right there are the Nike Vapor Carbon gloves, which you never see ever. They're impossible to find. I have a couple pairs. I have a wild collection of things. But those gloves are so cool, and to find them in the exact colorway he needs, to pull this look off for the team colorway, insane. Like, those gloves are so cool. They're so cool. I know a lot of people out there aren't going to nerd over these gloves as much as me, but, like, if you know, these are such cool gloves, and they're so hard to get these days.
You have to know them.
Yeah, you got to know them, or else you just don't know them. Simple as that. You guys want to tackle the rest of the year? There's a lot of cool stuff going on there.
I just want to point out real quick, because we talked about him at the beginning. QB1, obviously a show about quarterbacks. He did play quarterback in high school. He went to Iowa State. Was it Iowa State? Iowa.
Cyclones,
whatever they are.
Right?
Cyclones, yep.
Yeah.
To play quarterback, and I believe he transferred to Temple, and then in kind of his transfer process, he switched to the receiver position. So that's why he's wearing gloves and stuff in these pictures. Looks like he's playing wide receiver.
Yeah. I think he switched to wide receiver just so he could wear gloves. Pretty sure that's why. He wanted to wear the vapor carbon so badly, he switched his whole position.
Well, they are the drippiest position on the field, so. But yeah, those gloves, insane. Turf tape. I like the turf tape. I can't tell. It looks like they're playing on turf, so I'll allow it. Yeah. I think it's a little funny when guys wear turf tape and it's not turf, but it's just part of their thing. I love the quarter sock with low cleat look.
Yeah, that's fire.
Love that look. Yeah. I think if you're wearing low cleats, you can't wear like crew socks. You have to wear quarter socks if you're not going to do compression pants or the scrunch sock or the sleeve look. That's my thing. So he gets a pass in my book. Towel in the back. Love that look. I wish I did that in high school. I look like a doofus and I had mine on the front, like my front right side. So one of my gear regrets from my high school days. So that picture, Real's got it on.
What do we got? Look at that helmet setup, dude. That's a heater of a helmet setup. It's kind of tough to tell, but he's got the Speed Flex, of course. He's got the custom face mask with the OBJ style eye guards. So 2 sets of the OBJ style eye guards. Is that a shock visor? It's kind of small on my screen.
No,
it's the Nike. I think he has a shock visor in another picture. But he's got the old Nike Hyper Strong padded arm sleeve. Again, the Vapor Carbon football gloves. And then he's got the Nike Vapor Untouchable Pro 2s in the white and blue jewel colorway. If you guys remember those, one of the coolest pairs, Nike did. Not a super popular pair of cleats, but I think they're kind of underrated. And the jewel ones are really cool. But the helmet setup he's got going on is incredible. Arm sleeves, Vapor Carbons, Nikes. It's all really fire.
The number's tough too.
11? Yes, sir. That's why we're in high school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good number.
Absolutely.
I didn't wear number 11, but I liked it.
It's clean, man. But what else we got? We got one more picture? What do we got? Oh, there's another. Yeah, there's the shock visor. So he's got the white mouth guard, the what do you call it? The lip guard style mouth guard, Speed Flex, shock visor. And then the gloves in this one are old too. So those are this the Super Red 2s?
No, those are the 3s.
Are they? Because I swear the 2s and the 3s are very similar. I gotta look at the pictures.
I have the padding is a little
up there.
I have the Super Red 2s in white.
Those are the 3s. I'm looking at them right now. I can't.
The white stripe would have been thinner. I think on the 2s. It was more of a thinner stripe.
This is gonna be so random, but for my graduation cap, when in high school, I was not good at thinking of something to do, so I slapped my favorite pair of gloves on my graduation cap.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super bad 3.
Those are the best, man.
Yeah.
Is there a picture? Is the strap in the picture? I'm still thinking they're 2s. I could be wrong, but I'm still
because they have the black on this one.
They have the black bit.
Those are 3s.
No, yeah, they're 3s. I lied. You guys are right.
Because the Nike other thing
isn't thick. My fault.
With the 2s, didn't the knuckle padding have like 3 lines? They split in the middle knuckle.
Yeah.
There's like a third. Yeah. The 2s always just have the 2 lines right here on the.
Those are 3s. I'm so embarrassed. How do I not recognize my own favorite gloves in the world? That's so sad.
That's what happens when they're my favorite too.
I'm losing my touch.
But not just because it's Real Mitchell and I'm having kind of a starstruck moment. He's a big drip for me from all 3 of the pictures. It's good stuff.
I mean, like you guys said, I didn't even know who he was at first, and I'm like, oh, this gear is insane. So you get a drip from me, Mr. Mitchell. All right, appreciate you watching the podcast, man.
Dude, so cool. Huge fan.
All those in favor of drip? Aye.
Drip.
Yes, sir. Drip.
Aye.
Drip. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Guys, please submit your drip or skip so we can go through your drip just like we did with Mr. Mitchell here. So submit them, BigFootballGuysPodcast at gmail.com. Now it's time to roll into the greatest series in the world, Cleat Heat. It's time. It's time, Tony. Pull up the cleats, man.
It is Cleat Heat time.
It's time.
Things are getting cold out, but cleats are heating up.
I believe the first one is Mr. George Pickens. There we go. First one, we got George Pickens. So we actually did a full-length YouTube video on George Pickens in his game day gear. And at the very end, I teased. I'm like, guys, he's going to wear these cleats. Stay tuned. They're not. He hasn't worn them yet, but he's going to wear them. He finally wore them here in week 13. So these are inspired by a pair of Jordan 8s. And they're red, obviously. Really curious if the NFL is going to have an issue with him wearing these red cleats. Because technically, one of the logos, or one of the little star diamond things in that Steelers logo is red. So can he get away with wearing red cleats? What do you guys think? You don't think so? Too much red?
They're going to make a big deal out of it. Not publicly, obviously, but they're going to come after him for it.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see. Orange mouth guard. But I'm waiting to see if he pulls these out again later in the season. If he doesn't, I think it's safe to bet that the NFL kind of cracked down on it. But if he does, he might be able to get away with it because this kind of reminds me of the Kyler Murray situation last year, the year before. I think he still does it sometimes, but he's wearing yellow cleats just because that little bit of yellow in the beak of the Cardinals logo. So I wonder if this is kind of the same loophole as that, or if the NFL is going to say, yo, Mr. George Pickens, get rid of those ASAP.
If freaking Steelers players are out here wearing blue, black, red, yellow, white.
Chase Claypool did it last year.
Yep.
He had some Jordans. They were mostly yellow, but they had blue and red details on them.
Really?
I remember that.
It was really subtle, but
it looked good.
It was. I mean, it's neat. I don't know if it really looks great. What are we doing in the best looks, Tony? What are we doing?
Sorry.
All right, next up, we got Deebo Samuel, who just dismantled the Philadelphia Eagles, 3 touchdowns. Huge night for him, and these cleats right here. So these are cool. I couldn't find a picture of him actually wearing them because he only wore them for pregame. But Black Air Force Energy, Black Air Force Energy, Black Air Force One football cleats. I mean, perfect cleats for this. Deebo. Yep. All the bad blood between the 49ers and the Eagles from last year's NFC Championship game. He pulls up in the Black Air Force One football cleats, brings that Black Air Force energy, and just runs and receives all over the Eagles defense, and they just slaughtered them. So, yeah, perfect cleats, really cool execution. These were done by Sean the Don, our guy, and love these cleats.
Yep, those are sweet.
Next up, we have another pair of pregame only. Couldn't get a picture of King Henry in these, but these are a purple and gold pair of LeBron Zoom Generation inspired football cleats. These are really cool. The details on these are fire. These are done by Coda Customs. You guys rock with these?
I like those.
Yeah, they're cool.
Those are.
Are they My Cause My Cleats because of the purple?
See, I think they are, but I don't know if they have any cause really associated with them. They have some writing on the back. I can't remember what it was. But if it is a My Cause My Cleat, it's really subtle.
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Coda make a post about these that they were My Cause My Cleat related.
There's a similar purple pair. There's a similar purple pair that he's
I know D-Hop's purples were a big
Oh, I think that's the one. The other one I was thinking of.
Yeah, his were used in commercials and for the NFL and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure I saw Coda about these. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, we'll check. Next up we got, what was his name? It's a common name. It's AJ Green. His name is AJ Green III, but he's not the AJ Green we all grew up with and enjoyed watching for the Bengals. This is AJ Green on the Browns. So he's wearing a pair of Timberland, Nike, Supreme, Air Force One cleats. There's a lot going on there. But 'tis the season. It's time to pull out the Tims. And
for all you East Coasters out there.
Yes, sir, East Coast. I got my pair somewhere.
Imagine the day all the New York guys start wearing Tims on the field.
Dude, I wish they would. The whole Giants roster, I'd be down with that. Yeah. We'd never lose a game. You kidding me? We're curb stomping everybody on the rest of our schedule. We're going
until
to
Deebo Samuel and the black Air Force Ones comes in, and you guys are
what
done.
do you do when a pair of Tims meets a pair of black Air Forces, dude? That is like impossible. But
it's a collision course waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's like a rock versus a what is it? What is the saying? It's like a
immovable object versus an unstoppable force.
Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for. What's next on Cleat Heat? Do we lose it? Where'd it go?
No, we're just going back.
Okay, we cool.
Tony's on it today.
Yes, he is. Next, we got Sauce Gardner. So these are cool. If we go to Mosh's page, I don't know if you want to do that. He did a post on these, Mosh275. They came with like a sauce bottle that's got all the bling and whatnot on it. There it is. But these are pretty cool. I mean, they're nothing crazy. They are, I forget what the cause was. These are a pair of My Cause, My Cleats, though. I think it was something about gamers. Yeah. But, I mean, just look at the little bottle in the laces. He's putting his sauce in there. I mean, there's a lot of detail that went into these. I think they're really cool. And look at them shine, bro. That's crazy. Gamer Outreach. Yeah, those are pretty nuts, though. So shout out to Sauce. These are pretty cool. What's next? Ooh, this one's one of my favorites. You got, dude, Jameson Williams, man. I talked about it last week, I think. His cleat game is unreal. Like, if I could just pick any NFL player's cleats to, like, raid after OBJ, it would probably be Jameson Williams at this point. So this week he pulled out a pair of Nike Diamond Turf 96s that I believe these started as a pair, like a sample for either, I don't think it was the Ducks. I think this was a K1 sample pair that he somehow got his hands on and had repainted in Lions colors, and there they are. That's so cool. These are fire.
Yeah, Jameson Williams to me seems like one of those guys where he's really in touch with what he is wearing, especially his cleats.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a guy who I think is reaching out to people to get a hold of certain cleats that he wants.
Yeah, dude, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, because you could go the route that a lot of these players do where they send them off to their guys to completely reconstruct them and customize them and make them look completely different. But he is putting on like actual different silhouettes from Nike every single week.
Nah, he's getting the real deal, man. He's fine. He's a source somewhere, bro. He's got a plug. The stuff he's pulling out, I mean, first the Vapor Ultimates, was that last week or the week before?
That was the week before.
Either way, I mean, those and now those are two cleats like I've never seen in person in my hand, and I've seen just about everything. So
right.
This dude's he should start a football equipment page. He can have mine, bro. The cleats he's pulling out, unbelievable.
He might take you up on that.
Imagine. I just wish he'd get rid of the baggy like half sleeve look. Not a fan. Or quarter.
Reek.
Next up, we got Tariq Woolen. All right, so he was seeded a pair of those silver promo LeBron 4s, and then he sent them to his cleat guy and had them painted all black, which kind of cool, a little bit different. I feel like we've seen those LeBron 4s in that silver colorway absolutely everywhere. He got his hands on his, and I think he wore them, and then he had them repainted black. So kind of a cool look with the throwback uniforms, because obviously back when these uniforms were being worn, a lot of guys were just wearing black football cleats. This was before we had all these crazy colorful cleats. So just a really nice touch to these throwback uniforms. The black gloves, black cleats, and then they're LeBron 4s, which, we've talked about a bunch already. These are sweet. Evan, I know this is your boy. What do you think?
I like it. The black, we talked about it before, but for some reason, obviously white accessories would look very, very good with the throwbacks because there's primarily white in the numbers and the accents. But for some reason, black just looks perfect with throwback uniforms, especially those ones. Because he wore black, Gino wore black, Jackson Smith wore the silver LeBron 4 cleats, which looked sweet, but it has black on it, so it looks great. I like it. Like you said, it matches the era of back then. They were wearing black cleats and black gloves, so I think that's a cool touch. Yeah,
it just gives it like a nice, authentic feel to the uniforms, which is always really nice. And then also like they're modern because they're literally LeBron 4 football cleats. So excellent execution from Mr. Tariq Woolen over in Seattle. Next up, we have a pair. This is a My Cause, My Pair. Whoa. This is a My Cause, My Cleats pair. These are a pair of Converse Customs. I can't remember what the cause was on these. I'm sure we could blow it up if we had to.
Bullying.
Okay, so yeah, we're stomping out bullying. Nice. But this is Curtis Samuel, Washington Commander. He wore them in pregame. I don't think he wore them in game, even though he probably could because they're just black and white. But obviously,
you can wear any of them in the game.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, what am I saying? Good point, Evan. Glad you're here. But regardless, these are a pair of Converse Customs, which I always think is really cool because it's just such a nice classic touch to see a nice old Chuck, on the football field. But I don't think he wore them in game. This is the only photo I could find of him wearing them. So, yeah, enjoy. What do we got? Okay, so this is Grant Delpit, one of my favorite guys since LSU. He's such a cool player. His drip every single week is outstanding. This week, he pulled out a pair of designer-inspired football cleats. So I'm not totally in tune with the designer shoes, footwear stuff. I talked to Coda Customs, who is the guy who made these cleats, and they are a Mason Margiela. Hopefully I said that right. Shoe. It's cool. It's unique. It's different from the usual basketball silhouette. So I figured it was worth tossing in here. I'm sure some of you like true, lifestyle designer guys out there can appreciate these a little bit more than we can. So I put them in there for you guys. Hopefully you guys think it's cool. You guys know anything about these or no?
I don't.
Yeah,
that's a little outside my realm of sneakers that I do know.
I was just about to say, this is a little bit outside of my tax bracket to be knowing about those types of things. So unlucky for me, but Grant Delpit, shout out to you, man. He's cool. Been a long time supporter of the page, so big fan of his.
I like that they're different than your standard sneaker adaptation to a cleat.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, so I figured, hey, we'll toss it in there. And like I said, Grant Delpit's been a huge supporter of the page for a while. He's talked to me a whole bunch since his days back at LSU, so shout out to him. Shout out Grant Delpit, LSU legend. What do we got?
It looked like that was George Kittle to me.
George Kittle, 49ers tight end George Kittle? The people's tight end, the man himself?
He's so fun. He's a fun
guy. So these are a pair of my cleats. Obviously, they're Jordan 1s. I meant to find a better up-close picture of them. I think the cause had something to do with pets. That is really vague, and I apologize. But I think there were paws on them. So
shout
out to all the pets out there. Did he get a nice photo for us or no? Look at him blocking Darius Slay, beating up on the Eagles. How sweet of him.
Yeah, it looks like paw prints on the back of it.
Yeah, so shout out to all the pets out there. You guys have pets?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Nice. A lot.
What do you got?
Tony, go ahead. I'll let you start.
Oh, they're just talking about
You got a moose up there?
Nah, I don't have a moose. I have a
No moose? No meese? Moose?
I got a pit bull.
You have what?
Nice. I like pit bulls.
Oh, that's sweet. I used to have one. He has since passed, but that's sweet.
She's a meaty little thing.
Yeah, that's cool though. I didn't peg you as a pit bull guy. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
My dog is also a meaty little thing, but he's like a hybrid Chihuahua looking thing. I love him to death, but he's a little turd.
Sounds about right. We have two Goldens over here, so pretty fun.
Oh, yes.
They have the same color as me, or same color hair as me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Twins.
All right, what do we got, Evan? Bring us home.
My claws, my cleats is a great initiative. I'm glad that we get to look at those ones because do they do it the month or is it just the week?
It's 2 weeks, so it's weeks 13 and weeks 14.
Okay, so we've got one more week. We'll see what's coming up with that next week.
Yes,
but
sir.
It's really cool that the NFL allows them to do that and to expand. Of course, it's for a bigger thing than just wearing custom cleats on the field, which is great. But the initiatives are great, especially the ones like George Kittle's. I don't know. For some reason, the ones about animals seem to kind of hit a little harder, which is weird to say, but I don't know. Just how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, on to the next thing. We're doing our best look segment as we did last week. And I told you this week, I was really going to try to dig a little underneath to find someone who's less known. And I think I did just that. And it may have come at the cause of watching Monday Night Football last night because this guy had a good game. So maybe he's not as less known. But my best looks for the week was number 11, wide receiver Parker Washington for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This guy, it was a very simple look.
That's who that was.
Had it. Yeah, he had it going on last night, dude.
Dude, every time I saw him, sorry to interrupt you, but every time I saw him, I'm just like, oh, that's Marvin Jones Jr., and I didn't think twice about it.
He's back. Marvin Jones is back with the
Lions,
isn't he?
I knew that, but every time I saw him, that number 11 in Jags, my mind just went to Marvin Jones Jr. So good pick, dude. I've never even heard of this guy.
Yeah, like I said, I was trying to go under the radar this week.
You did it, bro.
I saw this guy. I saw this guy balling last night, and I was like, he's got some look going on. He's got the sleeves, got the shut F7. Can you remind me what those gloves are called right there?
Those look to be technically the Jordan knit, but the NFL teams and the college teams get the Nike version. So you can call it, I call it the Nike knit 4.0.
Okay. I really like those. And I think he was wearing some My Cleats, Vapor Edge Speed 2s, I think, the low ones.
Yeah.
I can't get a good
I think.
It's tough to tell from there. But...
Yeah, I can't.
But paired with the scrunch sock, the all black uniforms, black sleeve, black gloves, it's good look, really good look.
It's clean.
Shout out Parker Washington, and he scored a touchdown last night.
Yeah, where did he go to school? I don't know anything about him. You know?
I'm
about to look it up.
Give me a minute. I had it, and then I lost it. I just
There you go.
BYU. No, Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State.
Penn State.
I never would have known.
Yeah, so shout out Parker Washington. That's my best looks of the week. Congratulations.
Shout out to Parker. All right, now I've got my best look for you guys. This is a guy, you know, I've always kind of been a fan of his drip. That's gonna be Mack Wilson of the New England Patriots. I feel like he gets no love as far as drip, but like if you compare him to other linebackers, it's insane.
Yeah,
I feel like nobody ever talks about him. Look at this dude, bro. Let's start up top. Speed flex, custom face mask with like 6 different eye guards, insane. Oakley visor. And then you go down to the arms. He's got custom armbands with his number 3 on them. First of all, single digit at linebacker. Tough. He's got custom thigh pads. He's got the scrunch socks going on. Nike super beds. And then every week he's wearing a different pair of custom cleats. I feel like nobody gives this man any respect or even like knows about him. He was a dog at Alabama, and then he played for the Browns. He was swagging out there. He was wearing like OBJ's PEs like in game. I'm like, dude, are you tight with OBJ? Where are you getting these? But he puts it on every single week, and I feel like nobody talks about it. So I had to show him some love here on my best look for this week. And again, he's been a big supporter of, you know, my page on Instagram. So shout out to you, Mr. Mack Wilson. Keep doing your thing, man. The drip is valid.
Come on the podcast if you want to.
Mack Wilson, if you're watching this, please come talk to us, please.
We need to start DMing people.
We should.
We do.
Also, if you guys are watching this and you guys, you know, have anybody you guys want to see on the podcast, comment them below, or you know, message them on Instagram. Tell them like, hey, go on these guys' podcasts. They're pretty cool, because we are pretty cool. So why not? But
I'd say so. All right, Tony. Best for last. What was your best look?
Well, you guys went with lesser known guys. However, I forgot to do my research this week, which meant all I had was recency bias of watching Monday Night Football, and I picked Jamar Chase because he broke out 2 different looks, first half, second half.
Yep,
2
every time.
Combos. So first half, he matched it. He did the Vapor Jet 7s in his PE colorway with the tiger print on the inside and the tiger print matching Vapor Edge Speed 2s.
I love the look. Like, so good.
The whole look here is crazy. Also, just the game, they got some crazy photos of him, the Bengals staff. So shout out to them. Like this photo, he came pregame, dark Oakley visor. You can see he rocks the band. Here's the gloves. That photo we already showed.
Wait.
I was wondering if you're about to pull those out. I was going to say, if you're about to pull out the white tiger stripe gloves, I was going to lose it. Those are so nice.
We got them.
So those are I guess so those showed up today?
Yes, sir. We have a bunch of PE content.
Because those are Vapor Jet 8, aren't they?
No, these are the 7s.
Oh, those are his 7Ps?
Yeah. Got the Uno 3XL.
Hey, stop showing stuff that's going in the short later.
My fault, guys. My fault.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, anybody who's watching this, man, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, you made it to the end.
We got a bunch of I'll show you guys all the stuff after the podcast ends. And all you guys watching, you got to wait for the videos to come out.
Sorry, Tony, what were you saying?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I just really wanted to show you guys.
So another angle, again, kind of scrunch sock look. He's got the same thing here, same gloves. He does the one band. So he did that look, And then where's this photo? This photo's crazy.
Ooh, that's tough. I remember seeing him make that catch. I was like, damn.
He made a lot of crazy catches last night.
He's built different, dude.
Jumpman logo.
I was about to say he's like low key doing the Jordan Jumpman there.
Yeah. Then after that second half, he switched. So now I'm pretty sure, Devin, this is the second half he wore his VaporJet 8s, which are not technically out yet, in the all white.
Yep.
And at the same time, he switched from that with those all whites into his LeBron 4s that he was also wearing with T. Higgins.
Insane. Hey. That's such a tough photo, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest photos from the season. You know, white tiger, LeBron 4s, gritty, crazy.
When you're the drippiest receiver in the league and you get to wear the drippiest alternate uniforms in the league, in my opinion, it's just a match made in heaven.
You're putting Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase? Yes.
Yes.
But it's pretty wild, the two looks he did. So I don't even care. Sticking with it.
There you go. Best looks, week 13.
Drop yours in the comments.
What are we going to see in week 14? Yep. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what you guys are thinking.
Best looks. Let us know.
See what underground guys Devin and I missed.
Yeah. See if you can get somebody more underground than me and Evan.
Yeah. Like a kicker.
Yeah, Evan McPherson, the GOAT. A backup kicker. A long snapper.
Well, that was week 13 for the Big Football Guys. Quick one. Simple. I like it, though. We pushed things along. And Real Mitchell, that was awesome. Very glad you sent that in. Just a cool experience to open the email today and see that was the guy who sent it.
Yeah. Serious trip, too. So,
yep. Remember, comment your guys' questions for the Q&As. Submit. Devin, what's the Gmail again?
BigFootballGuysPodcast@gmail.com. Submit.
BigFootballGuysPodcast@gmail.com for Drip or Skip, just like Mr. Real Mitchell did, because that was awesome. And then, we'll get right back to it next week. Can't wait to see what we pull out. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my dogs, UW Huskies, going to the college football playoffs. Also, first Adidas school to make it to the college football playoffs.
Wow.
That's cool.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I was going to say that at the beginning of the show, but I forgot. So shout out dogs. Go win the whole thing.
They won't, but good luck.
Probably not.
You hate
Bama's. I'm so scared of Bama.
I mean, yeah, I would be too.
All right. Big Football Guys signing out. Appreciate you guys.
Peace.